Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and this is So I Am a Spider. So what? Volume 3 by Yen Press, or at least distributed by Yen Press, written by Okina Baba and illustrated by Tsukasa Kiryu. I forgot all about this series. This is one of those series I really sung the praises for way back when. And it's kind of... I kind of forget about it. Someone kind of pointed out the other day and they were like, I'm still waiting for volume 3, and I was like, oh yeah, I read volume 3 and volume 4 and I've got volume 5 to read. I'm like, yeah, I forgot about that. And honestly, when I read it, it was really good. I read volume 3 and volume 4 in the space of like 5 days. It's very uncommon for a series to do that, at least for me anyway. So, because originally I was like, oh, we'll do volume 3 and 4, and then I was like, oh, volume 5's out. I was like, right. So what we'll do is we'll go through volume 3 today, because I don't want, because volume 4 is going to spoil the stuff for volume 3, so I kind of, yeah. So I Am a Spider, So What tells the story of a young girl, a class, who are all killed in a catastrophic accident, and this young girl is reborn in a fantasy world in the bottom of a dungeon, and she is born as a spider, and this tells her story and also the class's story, because obviously this class is, they're all getting reborn, and how she's trying to survive, and she is literally a survivor. Originally I likened this one to the slime isekai, and I feel around this time it's kind of becoming its own little thing, and I'm really enjoying it. So in volume 3, the main protagonist has managed to survive the fire stratum and has defeated a fire dragon, and she's now super OP to the point that it's kind of like explaining how she's like people are coming across her because she's in this dungeon. People are coming across her and they're like finding, and she's like, oh, this is so overpowered and it's the spider of nightmares and stuff like that. There is a reason for this because it's a bit weird, and all the monsters are running away, so she's getting hungry, but now she's having to pick fights with bigger and bigger enemies. And this one tells her story of her struggle against the earth dragon Araba. And it's very interesting because she started off running away from pretty much everything, kind of trying to survive, trying to snipe stuff off. However, she is now the super OP in the dungeon. She's coming around eating everything. She's top of the food chain. And like you say, there's stuff like the dragons, and she's thinking, oh well, I'm not going to be able to beat it. And just like, yeah, it's interesting. The fight between her and Araba at the end of the volume is really good. And I am really excited to see this one adapted, because I'm quite interested how they do it, because one of the things I pointed out in volume 2 is that they start going between chapters. One chapter is about the main protagonist as a spider. The other one is the rest of the class. Now the rest of the class have all killed off and reborn into this world. And we follow some like the prince who's a prince, and he's like, I'm going to be the hero, and we see his rival, and we see a few other people. Like for example, there's one where he was like the best friend, best male friend in school, but now it's he's been reborn as a female knight and stuff like that. So it's very interesting because there's a lot of politics, and there's a lot of conspiracies, and there's a lot of betrayal, and it's very interesting how they're kind of doing it, because one of the things that is revealed is that not all of them have been thrown into the same time period. So this is what we were saying about the Spider Girl. She's actually, I don't know how far in advance, but I think it's like 10 years before the events that's happening with the rest of the cast. So she is becoming the demon spider of legend, because there's all these people who's encountered her and they're like, well, I live to tell the tale. This one was kind of thing. And then there's all these rumours like, well, not all of these spiders are bad. There is one that's going around who's quite good, and it's very interesting how they kind of do it. And we're getting bits and pieces of like pieced together. Something that happens in volume 4, we discover a character who the main protagonist meets, who is a very important character later on, and she meets her when she's a baby, and that's another character who's been reborn. And I'm really enjoying it. I mean, like I said, it's very much a kind of like, if you like slime anime, if you like the kind of whole level up system and stuff like that, you'll get a lot of mileage out of this. It's still been really good, and I really do recommend it if you do like. I feel like it's a very easy read. I mean, at the moment I'm reading Tanya the Evil, which has just been a massive slog, and it's like, I was like, yeah, I managed to read all of this. It's quite a thick book as well compared to some of the light novels. I was like, yeah, brilliant. I can get through this in a few days. And volume 5 I'll probably get in I'm prioritising stuff because my backlog is insane. But yeah, it's very easy to read, it's very interesting, and I'm definitely going to recommend it if you enjoyed volume 1 and volume 2. And if you managed to come across this and you're kind of like, well, I've never heard of it, check it out. Definitely check it out. The anime is coming this year, but I'm not sure when. It was announced, but I was like, oh well, it's next season, and I was like, oh, I don't think it is, but it's coming eventually, someday, like Christmas. But that's it from me. Thank you for coming, and thanks again for seeing. If you are reading this, let me know what you think. Please try and keep spoilers up until volume 3, please. And apart from that, if you liked it, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe, helps us out. And we've got other light novel stuff right here. Thanks for coming, and thanks again for staying. Goodbye.